Okay, going to make a video now about adding new items into the system. A couple of things that you need to do before you get started is to try and look up some information about the item. We've just been donated some new items, so I'm going to use the Black & Decker line trimmer that was donated as an example in this video. First thing I did with the line trimmer, I took a look at it, cleaned it up a little bit, and noted that it has an ID plate on it. So I took a picture of the ID plate and I sent that to our LLoTTs Gmail account. That's Littleton LLoTTs at gmail.com, like you see there. You can see the picture. Now this one has the model number, some description of it, that kind of thing, which helps us look up the details for the item so we can add those into the system. A lot of bigger items will also have an ID plate that has a serial number, and that's really good for us to have on file too. Always good to try and capture as much information as possible. So I've got that picture. I've downloaded it already to this laptop, so it's in the system. But then again, we also have the email that I sent, so that's there also, which comes in handy. So we've got that. Then take the information off the ID plate, and I looked it up and found that that's the model, the GL360XE. Carried by myTurn, so myTurn's got it on their website. And of course it includes all this information about the unit, which is great. We can add all that into our system as we progress through this little video. And it also gives us the value. $64.98 is what the retail is, so that's good to know. We can also add that into the system. So I've got that page up. I also went in and Googled the information and found the manual. So manualslib.com had the manual for this, which is great. Watch out on this website though, because there's a lot of little clickbait, like this one down here. View the manual PDF. Actually, that's an advertisement. You can see that's noted right there. So I went up to here, got to the actual download link, downloaded the manual, and so we've got that also. So we've got a lot of good information at this point. You can also either take a picture of the actual item we've got, or you can get the picture offline. Yeah, it's whatever you want to do. But all right, so we've got a whole bunch of information to input. So we go to myTurn, we're logged in on the dashboard page, and of course you can go to the add item. That's the quick way to do it. Or you can also go to inventory, add a new item, either or, it doesn't really matter. This select item type, we can go with line, trimmer, cordless trimmers, corded trimmers. There we go. String trimmer. Let's see what that shows us. So string trimmer, which is, as we see here, electric line trimmer, but the actual item itself calls it a string trimmer. See there? So going back here. Okay. So tools, by looking up under trimmer, power tools, corded string trimmer. So we'll go with that, because that's what the manufacturer calls it. We click continue. This brings up the information page. We'll go into, again, yeah, they call it a line trimmer. That's fine too. Okay. So, electric line trimmer, string trimmer. So that gives us a bunch of information. Probably too much for the description, but hey, it's not overthinking it. We'll put that over there also. This is the black line trimmer. I'll copy and paste all of this information off there. Back into line trimmer, right into under the description field. We got all kinds of information. Blah 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 blah. Only thing we might want to remove is simple cable management, second handle, blah da da. Okay, that looks good. Good information all through there. Now we'll go down to the manufacturer. We know it's Black & Decker. We can even just copy and paste that if we want. Model. We're going with the right from there to there. Product code UPC. I always use the SKU, which is the stock keeping unit, and that's assigned by MITRE 10. I believe MITRE 10 are probably the Black & Decker dealer here, and probably one of the largest in New Zealand, so that's always kind of helpful. If it had a serial number, we'd put that in there. Always want to try and capture the serial numbers because it's good information to have if something should happen. If, you know, the tool library burns down or we get robbed or something like that. We've got a whole database of information, and that's handy to have. Okay, so that's on that kind of that column there. We looked over here. We've got the description details in there. Location code, we aren't using that quite yet. Keywords. So it looks like we've already had kind of a trimmer. Don't have to double up on words. So line, string, trimmer, grass, cutting, trimmer, trimming, cutting, cutting, cut, trim. Okay, again, that's a heap of information. Condition of this one, it's not brand new, so I won't give it a 5. It's not bad though, so I'm going to give it a 4. Kind of use your own judgment. It doesn't really matter that much. We're just trying to fill in as much information as possible. So once we've got a bit of that, we go on to the images and files. I've already downloaded a picture. There we go. So I'll make that the primary image. Good stuff. Additional image, you don't have to. If you have the ID plate, if you've taken a picture of that, please upload that ID plate. So, especially if it's got the serial number, that's really handy to have. So we'll do that. And as I mentioned before, so this is images. The first two here on this tab are images and files. First two are images, and then the last one is file. So that's where I will put the trimmer manual. Okay, so that's images and files. Got all that, that's great. Loans and money. Pretty much the average default loan length is 7 days. We don't need to do anything in this field. We generally don't do any late fees. Sorry, this is acting up a little bit, overlap. Date purchased, it's not necessarily when we purchased it, but I think we got these things just last week. I'm going to put down Thursday, January 30th, as when we didn't purchase it, but we got it. Historical cost, if we purchased it, we could put the historical cost there. Replacement cost, that's where we'll put it for this item since it was donated. This gives us some idea of, you know, what the value of something like this is, $64.98. And source and supplier, we're going to put donated. You can put MITRE 10 down, but we didn't get it from MITRE 10. It was donated, so I'm going to leave it at that. So then I look my stuff over. Yeah, we got everything. Don't have a serial number. We got the SKU, the model, the Black & Decker, all that kind of information, images and files, we've got heaps there, and the manual, all that detail as far as the description. That looks pretty good. We never put anything in the item ID field. That's the number, number that myTurn generates. So yeah, we don't fill that out. myTurn will generate the next numerical reference, so we just leave that. Otherwise, we got a lot of good information in here. Again, if you do the research up front, find out as much as you can about the tool, look it up, download the pictures, download the manual, have that all ready for when you're ready to pop it into the system, then yeah, it's easy to fill all this in, especially when you got all this information from the vendor. Alright, so yeah, I will put this one as saved. Actually, I'm going to put this as disabled for the moment because I haven't actually tested out the unit. But, you know, if we've already tested it, it works fine, it's all looking good, then we can just leave it, don't have to put disabled for it, and we can just put it straight into inventory by hitting save. And give it a minute. And there you go. Item number 139, electric line trimmer, string trimmer. It's currently listed as disabled until I give it a once over, or someone gives it a once over to make sure it's working fine. All the information's in there, and it's looking good. So that's how you enter a new item into the myTurn system. Pretty simple. You know, give it a look over. The next thing to do with this item would be to check it out, as far as look it over, test it out, make sure it's working properly, make sure that the line feeds out properly, all of that sort of thing. If it's safe and good to go, then yeah, we can change it from disabled to just unclick that box when we go into edit, and yeah, it's good to go. So we can do that, but we won't do it quite yet. Anyway, that's how it works.